Hey guys, I'm gonna try this with this stick, and yeah, we're gonna see how it works. But God gave me an analogy for something that uh, is an analogy with our walk with Christ, and it also has to do with the truck. So we were about a month ago or a few weeks ago, like I started driving the truck, and things didn't seem like it was right. Like things were off a little bit. But I have in this truck a little sensor, a little display screen, and I kept checking because it seemed like the air filter was like, I'm like, it needs to be changed, but it still said it's at like 21%. And what I did was I put my faith in what somebody else was saying about the vehicle instead of me taking that into my own hands, which is like just like our walk with Christ. So what had happened is then it started acting, and then I started losing power, and at one point it wanted to stall out, and it stalled a couple times, and I'm like, what is going on? And so I went and did and checked. There was a code that came up, and this code said mass flow sensor or something like that, and which I guess regulates how much air and fuel happens. So it's this little piece right here. So here's the air filter. So what I did was I took off the thing, and I found that the air filter was filthy. So then I went into there and got a new air filter, and then connected all this up. Well, in taking this off, I had to take off this little piece right here, this thing that holds this pipe on. And in my putting it all back together, I forgot to put this piece back on. I forgot to do it. And that shows us that in our walk with Christ, that we need to do things in the way that there are laws. These are principles of God, that we have to do them in the way that God has called us to do them. Just like I need to do things that make this engine work the way that it was intended to work. And so it was still acting up and still acting a little bit weird. And so then I got a thing to clean this mass flow sensor out. It's just this little spray chemical, or it's like alcohol based or whatever, and it cleans all of that out, but I didn't have that piece still fixed on there. And so then as I drove it a little bit, and I still noticed it wasn't doing the right thing, I went back and I'm like, let me check this filter thing, and I found that was not connected. So just like in our walk, we have to go back and did I do the last thing that God called me to do? Did I do it in the right order, which is God's order? Was I doing His will? And that allows it to work to its best capacity. This truck is an instrument that God has used us, but it is also a representation of our journey with Christ. And as we have this journey with Christ, what is stopping us from reaching our full potential, and what is keeping us from living out what God has called us to live out? So if there's problems, then we need to figure out, am I putting my faith in the sensors and the things that God has done, or should I just check things and make sure that they're right according to God's will? Anyways, I hope that little parable or little teaching helps you out, and I want to bless you guys. If you have any questions or whatever, feel free to reach out, always in the name of Jesus.